10 most mysterious famous codes in the world. One, Voynich Manuscript. Named after an American bookseller of Polish descent, Wilfrid M. Voynich, who acquired it in 1912. The Voynich Manuscript is a 240-page book in an unknown language or script. Its pages are filled with colorful illustrations depicting strange diagrams, events, and peculiar plant species, adding to its mystique and making decryption difficult. The author of the Voynich manuscript remains unknown, but carbon dating indicates it was created between 1404 to 1438. It's considered the most mysterious handwritten manuscript in the world. Numerous theories surround its origin and nature. Some believe it's a medieval or Renaissance pharmacopoeia. The presence of herbal and botanical illustrations suggests the work of an alchemist. Certain astronomical diagrams, coupled with mysterious biological illustrations, have led theorists to speculate it might be the work of extraterrestrial beings. Historical background. The manuscript, believed to have had around 272 pages originally, went missing until 1912 when Voynich, a rare book dealer, purchased it along with some other items in Italy. A letter from 1666, written by Johannes Marcus Marci to Athanasius Kircher, sheds light on its origins. According to the letter, the manuscript's former owner was Emperor Rudolf II, an avid collector of antiquities, who acquired it for an exorbitant price of 600 ducats, equivalent to about 3.5 kilograms of gold, or 80,000 USD today, in Prague. After the emperor's death, the manuscript changed hands among scholars and merchants before disappearing in the 17th century, until Voynich found it. Despite Voynich's attempts to sell it as a valuable artifact, he was unsuccessful in his lifetime. After his death, a New York rare book dealer, Hans Krauss, purchased it for 24,500 USD. In 1969, the book was donated to Yale University, where it remains to this day. Sketches of the mysterious manuscript. Researchers believe the manuscript initially had approximately 272 pages, but some pages were lost through different owners. The sequence of the pages raises questions about whether the manuscript has been modified from its original form. Despite being a handwritten copy, scientists assert there are no spelling mistakes or erasures in the Voynich manuscript, indicating the author thought carefully before writing. The content spans various topics, including astrology, medicine, and biology. Some speculate it could be the work of Franciscan monks, or the brilliant scholar Roger Bacon. Voynich Cipher, a challenge across generations. What makes the Voynich manuscript the most mysterious book in human history lies in its handwritten text and illustrations. These are the most cryptic characters ever encoded in the world. The manuscript uses cryptic, seemingly Latin-based characters, although careful analysis reveals they are not. Whether the manuscript holds any meaning has been a subject of heated debate among scientists. In 1919, philosopher Professor William Romaine Newbold, University of Pennsylvania, claimed to have successfully decoded the ancient manuscript, asserting that medieval scientist Roger Bacon created a microscope and a telescope centuries before Galileo and Newton. However, Newbold's method relied entirely on speculation. In 1931, Professor John Manley, University of Chicago, USA, debunked Newbold's claims. Essentially, the outcome of Newbold's approach would be whatever the interpreter wanted to find. During World War II, a group of exceptional codebreakers studied the Voynich manuscript. Despite their success in deciphering enemy codes, they conceded defeat with this manuscript, unable to find any meaningful interpretation in its text. Kryptos. Kryptos is a mysteriously encoded sculpture, designed by artist Jim Sanborn and located just outside the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. This sculpture is so enigmatic that even the CIA itself has been completely stumped by its code. Kryptos consists of 4 phrases, and although 3 of them have been deciphered, the 4th one remains highly cryptic. In the late 1980s, artist Jim Sanborn was tasked with creating a sculpture to be placed at the CIA headquarters, knowing that his work would be seen by some of the world's top intelligence officials. Daily, Sanborn crafted a piece designed to be a challenge. Completed on December 3, 1990, Kryptos indeed contains a cryptographic challenge. Sanborn thought that someone would crack it within a few weeks. Sanborn admitted to having no prior experience in cryptography before creating Kryptos, and he was not particularly skilled in mathematics either. The artist consulted Edward Scheidt, a cryptography and encryption expert, who had been the director of the CIA's Cryptographic Center before retiring, to complete the 3.6-meter-high sculpture containing over 1,800 characters in 1990. Most of our meetings took place in secret, and he taught me how to write codes, from contemporary systems to modern ones, Sanborn said. Utilizing what he learned from Scheidt, Sanborn encrypted hidden messages inside the Kryptos sculpture using symbols and matrices. I wanted this sculpture to be peeled away like an onion, Sanborn suggested. Over the years, CIA employees, the National Security Agency (NSA), and the public have deciphered 3 of the 4 messages in the sculpture. However, no one has yet fully grasped its true significance. One of the codebreakers for Kryptos for the past 20 years has been Ilonka Dunnin. Dunnin, a cryptographer and video game developer, first heard about Kryptos in the late 2000s. Dunnin enjoyed puzzles, but knew she couldn't solve Kryptos alone. She created a website specifically for people interested in deciphering the sculpture. Our Kryptos community attracts thousands of members from all over the world. Some are cryptography experts, and some are just students. At some events she organized, Dunnin also invited artist Sanborn and Scheidt to present their solutions, but so far, no one has answered correctly. Sanborn is now over 70 years old. Many wonder what will happen if he passes away before the code is fully cracked. Sanborn revealed that he has written the solution down on paper and placed it in a secure box. This box has been entrusted to a trustworthy individual who can confirm the solution in case someone breaks the code. 3. Beal Cipher. The Beal Cipher is a set of 3 encrypted texts, believed to contain information about the location of one of the largest hidden treasures in the United States, including tons of gold, silver, and jewelry. This treasure was reportedly owned by a mysterious man named Thomas Jefferson Beal in 1818, when he was prospecting for minerals in Colorado. Among these 3 coded texts, Only the second one has been deciphered. Interestingly, it turns out that the key to this cipher is the US Declaration of Independence, a fact quite peculiar since Beale shares the same name as the author of the Declaration. The decoded text revealed the location of the treasure, Bedford County, Virginia. However, the exact location still lies within the unsolved parts of the cipher. To this day, treasure hunters continue to dig and search the hills of Bedford County in hopes of claiming the hidden wealth. 4. Feos Disc. The mystery of the Feos Disc is a story akin to an Indiana Jones movie. In 1908, Italian archaeologist Luigi Pernia discovered this disc at the Minoan Palace of Feos, in the city of Feos. The disc is made of fired clay and contains mysterious symbols in a form of hieroglyphic writing. It is believed to have been created sometime in the 2nd millennium BCE. Some scholars speculate that these symbols resemble those of the Linear and Linear B scripts, ancient writing systems once used on the island of Crete. The only problem here is that Linear doesn't quite match up for decoding. Today, the disc remains one of the most famous enigmas in archaeology. 5. Shugo Inscription. If you look from afar at the 18th century Shepherd's Monument in Staffordshire, England, you might not notice anything peculiar apart from it being a sculpture featured in many famous paintings, including Nicholas Poussin's Arcadian Shepherds. However, upon closer inspection, you'll notice a series of peculiar characters, Dausvav, an unsolved code for over 250 years. Although the identity of the person who carved this code remains a mystery, many believe it is a remnant clue from the Knights Templar regarding the location of the Holy Grail. Prominent figures, including Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin, have attempted to decipher it, but all have failed. 6. Tame Shut case. Considered one of Australia's most profound mysteries, the Tame Shut case revolves around an unidentified man found dead in December 1948 on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. Besides being unidentifiable, there was an enigma hidden within a small piece of paper with the words Tame Shut, found inside a concealed pocket sewn into the victim's trousers. This phrase translates to ended or finished, and is from the final page of a collection of poems called the Rubaiyat by Omar Khayyam. The mystery deepens as a copy of Khayyam's collection was later found containing a handwritten code believed to be the dying man's final message. While many suspect this message indicates a suicidal intention, it remains undeciphered, adding to the intrigue of the case. 7. The Wow Signal. One summer night in 1977, Jerry Eman, a volunteer for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence SETI project, likely became the first human ever to receive a purposeful signal from extraterrestrial beings. Eman was scanning radio waves from the vast expanse of space, hoping to randomly pick up a signal from intelligent extraterrestrial life, when he noticed a measured signal. This signal lasted for 72 seconds and was the longest period of time recorded by Eman's antenna network. It was notably loud and seemed to originate from a place humans have never ventured, the Sagittarius constellation near the star Tau Sagittari, approximately 120 light-years away. Eman wrote WOWs on the original printout of the signal, hence its title, the WOW Signal. All efforts to identify this signal have failed leading to intense debates and mystery regarding its origin and meaning. 8. Zodiac Killer Cryptograms. The Zodiac symbols are a series of 4 encrypted messages, believed to be written by the infamous Zodiac Killer, a serial killer who terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 1970s. These symbols were possibly written to taunt journalists and law enforcement, and although one of the messages has been deciphered, the remaining 3 segments remain a mystery. The identity of the Zodiac Killer continues to be a question, as no Zodiac Killer has been definitively identified since the 1970s. 9. Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones are often referred to as the American Stonehenge and are a monument made of granite erected in Elbert County, Georgia, in 1979. The stones are inscribed with 10 new commandments in 8 languages: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. Each language conveys the same 10 directives from The Age of Reason, a book by Thomas Paine. The stones are arranged to align with certain astronomical features. While this structure doesn't contain encoded messages, its purpose and origins remain shrouded in mystery. The monument was commissioned by a mysterious man using the pseudonym C. Christian. 10. Rongorongo. Rongorongo is a mysterious system of hieroglyphs found on artifacts on Easter Island. Many believe these symbols represent a lost written language or primitive form of writing, and could be one of the 3 or 4 inventions of writing in human history. These symbols remain undeciphered, and their message, believed by many to hold clues about the complex collapse of Easter Island's civilization, might forever remain elusive.